I hope you brought your floaties, because the tides, they are a-shifting. On Friday, the Vermont House debated a Senate bill that would raise the minimum age for purchasing firearms to 21 and would mandate universal background checks. After like 10 hours of debate, the House was like, hey, this bill is pretty chill, but let's also ban bump stocks and high-capacity magazines. So they're taking it even further. And this was a day before thousands of Vermonters joined hundreds of thousands of people across the country in the March for Our Lives, a mass demonstration calling for gun reform. See, this is what happens when you spend years saying now's not the time to talk about guns. People pick a time and shout about guns. It's kind of like you can only go so long saying now is not the time for laundry before you start to smell like a sock. Eventually a new generation of voters will appear with a giant bottle of Febreze. So you may have noticed this bill does not include any measures that would prohibit gun ownership, but this has not prevented the constitutional scholars in the comments section from saying that their rights are being trampled. One disturbing trend I'm noticing is this idea that any Vermonter who supports gun control must have moved here from out of state and is ruining it for the real Vermonters. You know, because you can move here and pay taxes, but don't you dare participate in democracy. What is this, America? Now, the painful irony of this xenophobia is that there are actually people with no connection to Vermont who are actively trying to meddle in the state's politics. Last episode, I talked about an anonymously funded satire site that appears to be using Hollywood actors to do its bidding. Since then, a Colorado-based group has sent postcards to Vermonters saying that this bill would ban private sales and would allow officials to confiscate your guns without due process, which is blatantly untrue. So if you find yourself getting more upset about Vermonters assembling at the State House than you do about outside groups flooding our state with propaganda, well, that's a pretty good sign that you're losing the argument. But the good news is you're still going to get to have guns, but you might encounter a few new rules when you go to buy your next one. Just know that I hear you and I'm sending my thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. The Vermont House has yet to vote on a final version of this bill, so be sure to check 7daysvt.com for further updates. That's going to do it for us this week. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time. Hey, have we decided how we're going to pay for this water cleanup? Because this lake is starting to smell. You guys? Governor? Anybody? Could we get on that? I mean, we just gonna kick that can down the road? I mean, smelling like sewage. Are there algae blooms in March? Can we? You guys? Hello? Come on now.